Hi guys, I thought of discussing about the wireless remote controllers that I've been using for my products in this video. First of all, let me show you how to replace the batteries of this remote controller. The main reason is when making international shipments, even though the battery is alkaline, sometimes the packages get returned if you include the battery in the shipment. So the end user needs to buy a battery and install on their own. Hopefully this video will help them to do it easily. So here's the battery which should go into this remote controller. So these batteries cost around $1 a piece and commonly available in the market. The battery model is 27A 12 volts. This 27A does not represent the amperage or capacity of this battery. It is just the model number. Let me show you how to open the remote controller for battery replacement. As you can see, there's a Phillips screw. Find a suitable screwdriver and first unscrew that screw. Keep that screw securely, and you can pull from this keychain tab to remove this silver cap. And then you can carefully pry open the two plastic pieces of the remote controller. This is the top piece with the buttons, and this is the main circuit board. You can lift it with your fingernail, or you can tap it lightly, like so. So this is the main circuit board of the remote controller, and this is where the battery goes in. And get the battery and make sure you insert the battery in the right polarity. The negative goes here and the positive lead goes here. So you can insert the battery like this, and you can check you can press the button and check the battery is inserted correctly. When pressing, the red LED of the top should quickly flash. So that means that you have inserted the battery correctly. First get this part and get the lower half of the remote controller and put this part in. Make sure it is properly aligned, and then get the top part. Make sure you don't fall off this rubber button piece, and you can connect it like this, and then again you can press the button to see everything is clicky and properly done, and insert the cap again and get the screw and tighten it carefully. Don't over tighten it because the plastic may get stripped. Cool, that part is done. So as you can see, the lights works and everything is get together properly. And make sure that after using this remote controller for a few months, if you feel like the remote control range is decreased or the unit is not that much responsive to the signals, it is time to replace the batteries. Now let's move into the second part of the video. Here I am talking about setting up a spare remote controller for your system. When you are placing orders with us, you can buy a spare remote controller from us, or else you can easily find those online. Make sure you buy 433 MHz type remote controllers. The 315 MHz type does not work with our system, as we use 433 MHz. In other words, the original and cloning remote controllers should have the same matching frequency. If any of your other products, not HAZI TECH products, but if your other products are having 315 MHz type, you can make a spare remote controller by getting the same frequency one. Usually the frequency is mentioned at the back of the remote control. Here you can see 433M, that means 433 megahertz. And please note that every remote controller of your existing products other than HAZI TECH cannot be cloned due to security reasons. Some remote controllers inside the remote controlling button codes are encrypted and cannot be cloned. First, let's see how to clear the memory of your spare remote controller. So as you can see, if this remote controller is not programmed previously, when you click the button, even if you click and hold, the LED will flash quickly and turn off even if you hold it. So that means there are no codes saved in this remote controller and it is sort of like empty. But to be in the safe side, we can first clear the memory of the remote controller. In order to do that, you can press and hold both A and B buttons together. You can see the LED flashes and it is completely turning off, and you can let go of the A button while holding the B button. Then you can see the solid LED lights up, and then you have to press the A button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it is flashing rapidly. That means everything is cleared. It's back to the original state. Even if there are programs, now it is fully cleared. And you can do the same thing in the other way around. That means you hold an A and B buttons together until the light goes off, and you can hold the A button and let go of the B button, and then press the B button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Same thing. It will also do the same thing and clear the memory. Now let's see how to clone this original remote controller to this clone remote controller. If you get the original remote, when you are pressing the buttons, you can see the functions and the speed and those stuffs get changed and turn off even like so. When you are pressing the clone one, still it is empty. There's no codes stored and it is doing nothing. So now we are going to get a clone of this original remote controller and make a spare remote controller. So get the remote controllers closer and press one button of the original remote controller and hold it, and hold the same button of the cloning remote controller. As you can see, after quickly flashing, it will turn into solid red. Then you can let go of both buttons and do the exact same thing for other buttons as well. Press and hold the original remote control button and press and hold the clone remote control button. Wait until it turns into solid red, and then again press and hold, solid red, press and hold, solid red. Then theoretically the clone remote controller should act exactly as the original remote controller. Let's see. The original remote controller works as it should be, and then let's see the clone remote controller. Okay, pattern up works and pattern down also works, and okay, speed controlling also works, and turning off also works. Everything is an exact 1-to-1 copy of this original remote controller to this clone remote controller. So both are just the same now. Say that if any of your buttons does not work as the original remote control, you can start from the beginning. You can always press and hold and press 3 times to clear the memory and start over and reprogram everything and check again. So there are cases if you don't press the buttons properly, or when the remote controllers are not closed enough, so some codes does not copy properly and it does not work. So you can repeat the process and get the clone remote exactly as the original remote controller. When cloning the remote controllers, we need to talk about the data recovery as well. So say for an example, you swap the original remote controller with the clone remote controller and you erase the original remote controller accidentally. Now as you can see, everything works. This is the original remote controller, and you erase this remote controller instead of the clone remote controller. You press and hold and you press 3 times, and now as you can see, it is no longer working because the codes are gone. But there is a recovery mode, so you can basically go back to the previous used codes. If you can hold the C and D buttons together, and when the LED lights up, you can let go of the buttons. Okay, see, as you can see, now it is back in action without any issue. So likewise, if you accidentally erase your original remote controller, there is a way of going back. So hope you learned about the remote control basic functions, how to replace the batteries, and how to do the memory clearance and cloning and data recovery. And if you have any more questions on this topic, please put a comment in the comment section. And also, as usual, you can contact me via email and through WhatsApp, and let me know what you think, and if you have any further questions regarding this system or the remote controllers or anything. So talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.